Are we live? I can see two heads up there. Who is there? Just going to try and log in on my laptop. We had 3 waiting. 1 has gone. Log in on my laptop. I was late, so there we go. Right. Live chat on. Open panel. There we are. Greetings all. Who is with us tonight? Who are these 2 people? Are they the usual suspects? Or I've even got a like. Fantastic. There we go. That might be Ellen. She's watching in the other room. I doubt it because we've been not arguing, bickering. So I doubt I will get a like off her anytime soon. Glenn. Hi, Glenn. How you doing, mate? Plastered Finger 3. Hey. Hello, Plastered Finger. How you doing, mate? Tell you what, I'm struggling to read that. Why can't I get my live chat up? Oh, yeah, I can read it from here. Well, that's the plan anyway. Global Greg, morning above all. Morning, mate. Global Greg, hey there. Hey there, Global Greg. Glenn, surviving. Good. I'm sure you're more than surviving, Glenn. I am sure you're thriving. Can't give a good man down. That's the way I look at it. That's why I have so many problems. They can keep me down. So, if you're saying good morning above it all, where are you from, mate? Where are you from? Where in the world are you? Glenn, ha ha ha. See, there you go, Glenn. I like to have a laugh. I like to have people laugh at my jokes. Very rare I get it in the Philippines. Very rare anyone actually understands what I'm talking about, or my sense of humour. Above all, what part of the fields are you in? Well, at the moment, I'm in my bedroom. That wasn't what you were asking, I know. Stupid, corny joke. Just outside of Dumaguete, mate, on the glorious island of Negros. Above it all, Montana, USA. Well, there you go, Montana. Have I been to Montana? I don't know. I can't remember. I think I have. Montana's close to Oklahoma, isn't it? Or have I just made a fool of myself? Jim Pendergrass, hi, 34 degrees here today in London. Wow. Yeah, I saw a thumbnail on YouTube earlier on saying that the heat wave was hitting Europe and people were getting health warnings and they were going to, potential elderly people passing away because of the heat. Well, I hope they don't. Have you got aircon in your place in London, Jim? Above it all, spent most of the time in Luzon. Jim Pendergrass, hi, Glenn. I've never been to Luzon. Well, I tell a lie. I have been to Luzon, but only when the plane landed. I spent a night in Manila before I came down to Dumaguete. I'm just going to close the door, if you can excuse me 1 second, chaps, because the aircon will get out. Right. Glenn, fully understand the international humour thing. Yes, very few people around the world seem to have a similar sense of humour to us, shall we say. Some nationalities do. I mean, obviously the Irish do. Australians seem to. Americans seem to. Some Americans. I suppose it's the old, people who were once part of the empire probably understand it more than. But Scandinavians and don't get me wrong, Scandinavians can be a good laugh. I've got some very good Scandinavian friends, but often I tell jokes and they didn't really appreciate them. Glenn, hi Jim, cooler there. Global Greg, I don't think you've been to Montana. You'd remember it. Very beautiful place. Well, see, the thing is, the reason I say have I been there, we used to do a lot of fly driving holidays. So we passed through a lot of states and didn't see much from other than a couple of Denny's. But I've been to 27 states. So there is a chance I have been to Montana. I'm just trying to picture where it is in my mind because I say we've done some long drives. I mean, we drove from Vegas to Key West. We passed through quite a lot of states that time. I know we passed through Montana, but what I'm saying is I know I haven't been to Montana on a holiday, but it is possible I have driven through it en route to somewhere else. And it's possible we stayed in a motel or something for a night there. But I don't think I have. Trying to picture Montana. There you go. Gerald Lynch. Yes, it's especially the Bob Marshall. Yes, it is especially the Bob Marshall. Okay. I'm not sure what that is. Expand on that, Gerald Lynch. Jim Pendergast. No, Simon. Have portable one, but hardly worth getting it out. See, that's the thing about the heat in the UK. I mean, over here, you're used to it. You know, you've, like in Thailand, that we always had aircon, got aircon here. Don't use it an awful lot. But I did notice sometimes when I was in England in a heat wave, you seem to feel it more, even though it's not quite as hot, because I suppose the houses aren't built for it. It's, but some of my most unpleasant hot nights have been in the UK during heat waves. But I have a little secret for that. When I've caught the up with the chats, I will come back to that. Jack Star, hi everyone. Sorry for arriving late to the party. How is everyone? You don't have to apologise, Jack. You're fashionably late, mate. I do that all the time. Glad you could make it. Where are you? Are you still in where? Have you made any progress on this barn conversion? How is your prototype development going? Joe Lynch, Bob Marshall Wilderness Area. I used to hunt elk and bear there. Yeah, I don't think I have been there then. I don't think I have. No, I haven't been there. No, definitely not. I'm thinking it's not where I thought it was. Because that must be further north than I thought it was. The majority of the states I've been to have been further down. I've never been to Maryland. I've never been to New York. They were always, when I lived in Vegas and when I worked in Vegas, we'd jump in the car, sometimes me and the missus, and we'd like drive for 4 or 5 days in one direction, then come back again. But we'd always tee it up. We ended up in New Orleans or Key West or somewhere like that. So we passed through quite a lot of states, but we never went up north, you know, past Chicago kind of way. Glenn, got my 50 states in 2008. LOL, Montana is famed for its unlimited road speed. Please correct me if I'm wrong. There you go. Well, the thing is, mate, you can brag now about your 50, and it is very, very impressive, Glenn. But in a not so distant future, you might have to go back again because they might have Greenland and they might have Canada, and then you have to do 2 more states to get it, wouldn't it? Unless you've been to Canada, you probably have. You may have been to Greenland. I don't know, mate. You've done a lot of travelling. Trevor Harvey, hello from Tokyo. Hello, Trevor. How you doing, brother? Welcome to the party. Above it all, I lived in Suffolk for a couple of years. I miss the UK. If you have been to Yellowstone, you have likely been to Montana. No, 100% haven't been to Yellowstone. Haven't been to Yellowstone. No, haven't been there. So now we know. The Montana mystery is over. We haven't been there. I haven't been there anyway. Suffolk's a nice place. When I was back in the UK last time for an extended period of time, I lived in a place, I had a place called in Burnham Market, which is in Norfolk, but it wasn't too far away from Suffolk. So I did quite a bit of, we just went to places round there. I'm trying to think of, it's a place that I went to a few times, which I really liked. Wasn't too far from Saxmundham. There's 2 little fishing resorts, so like within about a 15-minute, 20-minute drive of each other. It will come to me. But Suffolk's a nice place. Norfolk's a nice county. Although I don't like Ipswich very much. I thought Ipswich was rather not a nice town. Not what I saw of it. It wasn't very aesthetically pleasing, shall we say. Very concrete. Got to try and keep on top of these. Tomahawk II Shepherd's Pie. Above it all, we have speed limits now. That ended in the 80s, I believe. Wow, I didn't know you didn't have speed limits. There you go. That's interesting. Jackstar, all good. Spent the whole day with my youngest daughter yesterday, who's off to Leon for a few days for her birthday with a boyfriend. Then comes back straight to Crete. Wow, there we go. Why Leon? That's an unusual holiday destination, isn't it? Not somewhere I associate with a trip away. Is there a reason why they're going to Leon? I'm sure it's nice. I love France. Crete, where? Oh, there we go. Frankly, Brian. Evening, Simon. Hello from Hong Kong. Hello from Hong Kong, mate. How you doing? What is the word on the street? Not been to Hong Kong. I've got a friend who's going there with his wife, and I can't remember when they said they're going, but they're going soon for a few days. And I have another friend who went with his girlfriend a couple of months ago. Never been there. Glenn, got them already. Iceland too, without wishing to brag. Oh well, there you go. You don't have to brag, mate. You don't have to, but you're entitled to. You know, you are an incredibly travelled man, and well done for that. What star sign are you, Glenn? If you don't mind me asking, because certain star signs like to travel. I'm Sagittarius, and when you read, not that I believe in that nonsense, one of our traits apparently is we love to travel. Above it all, lived in Bury St Edmunds. Okay, Bury St Edmunds, I think Bury St Edmunds is a nice place. I've not spent a lot of time there. My cousin lives there, and I used to have a friend that lives there. So I've kind of like been for the afternoon or like the evening, but I've never, you know, travelled around it. But it looked nice. Jackstar, as for work, going slow, few problems, but making progress. My eldest daughter is getting most of my headspace at the minute, as you know. Yeah, I don't like to talk about that unless you bring it up, because obviously it's personal. But if you're, I mean, when you, obviously I'll reply to it now because you mentioned it. But yeah, I hope that works out, mate. I'm sure it's just to go. Well, I hope it's just a growing stage, isn't it? I mean, I was a nightmare at that age. But not to my parents, just in the military. I was a bit of a. I got in a lot of trouble. Jackstar, nice, Jim. Jim, I lived in Lowestoft for 7 years. Nice place, but very cold winds. There you go. I don't know why I can't think of these two places, but they're only about a 14-minute drive from Lowestoft. It's worrying me, to be honest with you, that I'm finding it so hard to remember names of people and names of places. But I have read, or the little studying I've done on dementia, it's your short term that goes first, not your long term. But I used to go there a lot because you could go and have breakfast in one and then lunch in the other. They were anyway, but they're two Suffolk little fishing towns which are really really popular with tourists. Nicholas, good evening from Bangkok. Good evening, Nicholas. Not long before we were in Bangkok, only 3 weeks. Not that I'm counting. Got my visa, or went to get my exit clearance visa today. That was not a good experience. I don't like using visa agents over here. They are next to useless. Jackstar, I lived in Suffolk, fantastic place and people. You're right, Ipswich is a dump. Yeah, I was very disappointed in Ipswich because I was living in Burnham Market, but I had a friend in Saxmundham, and I stayed there, and we used to go over, you know, Sundays, like go out with the girlfriend for like a drive around. And there were a few places in Suffolk we used to go to, but there's loads of really nice places in Norfolk. I mean, I love Norfolk. And Burnham Market was a lovely little village. Not far from where Nelson was born. He was born in Burnham Thorpe, I think, which was about 2 miles away from Burnham Market. See, I can't even remember the bloody town which was just down from Burnham Market. It was about 6 kilometres away, 6 miles away. Oh, God. We used to go there a lot as well, a little beach resort. I can't even remember the name of the stately home either. Something's wrong with me. Lived in Lowestoft 9 years. Good evening from Bangkok. Jack, I lived in Suffolk. Glen, Aquarius. Well, I don't know about Aquarius. I mean, maybe they travel as well. I thought you were going to say something like Sagittarius. And I said, there you go. That's why you're travelling. Maybe Aquarius travels as well. Jim Pendergrass. Me too, Glenn. Ayu. National holiday in Hong Kong today. Celebrate transfer from sovereignty over Hong Kong from the United Kingdom. Is that a big celebration? Is everyone happy that they're no longer part of us? Are they? Yeah. I've got a friend who's married to a woman from Hong Kong. It's interesting because I've asked her a few times when we've been out, what does she consider herself, Chinese or Hong Kong? Because she never says when people ask her where she's from or who she is, she never says she's from China. She always says Hong Kong. But she'll never, I can never press her into saying whether, not that I do try and press her, I just find it interesting she doesn't say Chinese. Because obviously if you're from Hong Kong, you are Chinese. And I don't think you can say Hong Kong-ish or Hong Kong-ian. I don't know what the term is, but she always said, when they say, what could you, she always says Hong Kong, never says China. Anyway, there you go. Scott Green, evening Simon. It's 11:20 p.m. in New Zealand. My PC's, how you been? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, mate. Welcome to the party. Jackstar, yeah, I was at that age. I ended up in Nick in Lemgo with the Irish Rangers. Army prison ain't no fun. Beasted every minute. Well, there you go. I'll talk about this when we meet, but I did get arrested several times in my last tour at Stanmore Park, and it was a breeze. They didn't have any facilities there, so they just put you in the transit block and got an airman guard to. Yeah, it's ridiculous system there. Yeah, but they were at one stage. It was quite a serious thing. They were going to transfer us over to wasn't Colchester, where it was one of the army bases, and there were three of us mule coppers, and we were getting ready to go when the transport was coming. But then the station commander found out because the orderly officer said that, and he said no, they're not going because he reckoned we would be treated badly being RF police who went over there. We might get picked on. So they put us in a transit block again with 3 airman guards, and we all played cards tonight and got our stories straight. For the next day, the airman guards were useless. They were supposed to keep us apart. So you guys are like, no, we're not interested. It was fun. Anyway, there you go. All's well that ends well. Leaving stress behind. When are you leaving for Thailand? In 3 weeks, mate. 3 weeks. And we are looking forward to it. I'm sliding up here too fast. I've got a very sensitive touchpad or whatever you call it, and it goes whizzing down. Trevor Harvey, I went to Hong Kong 10 years ago on business. I cannot see why I worth it for tourists. Much better places to go in the Philippines. Well, look, I'm not going to speak badly of Hong Kong in case people are living there. I don't want to offend them. I have never been there. I have several friends who teach over there or have taught over there, and they got really good pay. But they prefer the Philippines. And as I say, I've had a friend that went there. Well, basically, in the last couple of years, I know 2 or 3 people that have gone there for a short space of time, like, just to get away for a few days. And none of them have been that impressed. They have all said it's incredibly expensive compared to here. The hotel rooms are very small, and they just didn't like it. I mean, the last guy, Lawrence, he was saying that it was almost double the price of Singapore, which blew my mind because Singapore's not cheap. Nicholas, oh, that's a shame. Heading back to Blighty in 2 weeks, having my wedding in 1 month's time in the Cotswolds. Yes, well, good luck with that, mate. Good luck with that. Where are you getting married? Are you getting married in a church, a registry office? Are you having? I mean, what's the score there? And how long have you been courting for? Nicholas, hope you have a great time in Bangkok. I'm sure we will. It's turning into a very touristy trip. I've kind of let Ellen off, worked on the basis that she can do what she wants the first few days in Bangkok. We're going to be doing a dinner cruise one of the nights. There's a hotel buffet that we were looking online she wants to go to. We've got the temples marked out. She wants to do some shopping on the 3rd day, so it really will be not my kind of holiday. I mean, I will enjoy it because I would like to see her happy, but I'm more looking forward to getting down the patio because, as I said there, we're there for 5 nights. We can have 2 days. Well, this is my deal, whether she'll stick to it or not. So we'll have the 2 days doing some of the touristy things there, but I want at least 3 days just to relax and go out and drink and enjoy myself. And that is going to happen. And that's what I'm looking forward to more. And I'm hoping to interview some people down there. I'm hoping to message some people at some stage and see if I can line up a few interviews, some channels I used to watch. Glenn, no idea about signs. No, I don't really, mate. It's only occasionally I looked at it, and only mine. I'm a bit self-absorbed. But I did have a friend who followed me around. He came to Thailand with me, God bless him. He died in the Philippines. And he was very, when I sold the company, he used to work for, he said he wanted to move over with me. And he was there for a number of months, and he was very dependent on me, and he wanted me to start a new business, and he kept saying, do this and do that. And, you know, I said, look, I don't really want to. And I think I let him down in the end. He got a teaching job in China, but I never said we were going there to work again. He just thought I'd start something else and there'd be a job in it for him. But that was not what we agreed. We just agreed that he was going to come for 6 or 7 months. Anyway, the reason I'm saying this is we were looking at star signs one night, and he was Leo. And I don't know why we look at them, but it says Leo is heavily influenced by Sagittarius, and that Leo will follow a Sagittarius. I think the words were to the end of the world or something like that. And we're sitting there looking at it thinking, that's unbelievable. He's a Leo, I'm a Sagittarius. He's followed me over to Thailand. He's, so I don't know. Just seemed very strange with the 2 star signs, and you know, and we were like that. Anyway. There is a naked Ellen walking around here. She's just come out of the shower. She's making. Well, I'm not going to turn the camera around, am I? Well, they can't see you. I'm sure they know.
You don't have to see it.
Well, I'm just explaining. Above it all, Hong Kong was better off under British rule. Maybe it's a controversial, but not far from the truth. Well, I think a lot of people. I have spoken to some people from Hong Kong who are like natives over the years, and they preferred it when it was under British rule. They said because it wasn't under British rule. You know what I mean? We didn't really, you know, there were British police there and that kind of thing, but they had freedom to do stuff. It's like they weren't like, you know, we didn't have a thumb on them, and they more or less lived a nice little combination between Chinese and Western lifestyle. And that's obviously gone or had gone. But the one I knew then, that was before the crackdown. And we're talking about people I met in Thailand. Your bar owner in John Chen, and he was from Hong Kong. Anyway, that was his view. Glenn, Jim, fellow water bearer. I do apologise if I've swiped past comments. I don't intend to do it. Yes, I am. Feb 16th. Okay, I've missed something here. I don't know what you 2 chaps are talking about. Unless you message about me seeing it, I don't know. It's I'm not sure. I seem to have lost. I'll have to watch this back later and work out what people are talking about. Scott Dean, what's bread and milk like in the Philippines? Is it good? I suppose so. Yeah, I mean, one thing you do have in the Philippines compared to Thailand is you have a lot more bakeries. There are a couple of, because Dumageti's got so many expats, there are a couple of, I think they call them artisan bakeries, where you can get some nice bread and things. Milks mainly, I mean, this is all right, but it's from a carton, it's not fresh. But it doesn't taste like UHT. I don't know how they've improved that, but I remember the days when UHT tasted terrible. But there is a place up in Valencia, apparently, where you can get fresh milk from a cow, but I've never bothered. Colin Fowl, the pay is stripped by your bills. Okay. I must have missed a lot. I don't know what people are talking about here. Frank and Brian, yes, pay as a teacher is great. I'm one, but the local ed system is very stressful and competitive. It tells people's faces, not a lot of smiles. Life is a serious business here. Yeah, it is. The pay is good, isn't it? I mean, I've got a mate who worked over there. He was recruiting teachers, and there's another guy I know here who is going to go back at some stage. They're both intending to go back, but they like, well, one of them's actually in Hong Kong at the moment. I think he might have found another job. But they were getting like $11,000 a month, you know, which is good money for a teacher. I mean, you wouldn't get that in the UK. I'm not sure if that's tax-free or not, but Io, have you done a video on when you leave for Thailand, the exit interview Ellen has to do, or have you already done that? There is no exit interview that Ellen has to do. She may get stopped at the airport, and then they might ask some questions there, or she just might walk straight through, which is what we're hoping. We are kind of trying to be as prepared as we can be for the exit interview if they ask us. But there's no interview that she has to go to. And I applied for my exit clearance certificate today. What a joke that was. I might tell you chaps about it when I've caught up with the comments. But no, Ellen's not done an interview. Ellen, I think, would have to do an interview and things if she was working overseas. You've got to get things to prove you've got a job in that. But because she's just going for a holiday, she shouldn't have to prove anything. Sweetie. Above it all, Great Yarmouth, Norwich, Framlingham, popular with tourists in Suffolk and Norwich. I have not been to Framlingham. I know that for a fact. Trying to think what the name of those two little towns were. I'll have to look at the map later on. Jack Star, you have a great time. Are you meeting any of your mates in Pats, or have they moved on? Well, that is going to be the interesting thing, Jack. Ellen! I'll close this door again. I keep closing the door. She keeps leaving the door open. Back in a second. Apologies for that. No, I don't know if I've got any mates there, to be honest with you. I'm hoping I have, but we're going to kind of do a couple of things. But the trouble with Patio is obviously COVID. I used to know quite a few people who had bars and things. I mean, friends and that who work there, mainly expats, but I've got a few Thai friends as well, women, girlfriends, I say, but not actually, girlfriends I have relationships with. I have no idea how many of them are still there, because obviously 80% or 90% or something ridiculous of the bars went under. Because I always used to stay at a friend's hotel in Johnson, and I've been messaged him on Facebook and that I was going to stay there. No response. And I looked on his page, he hasn't been active, or he has not commented in the last 5 years. So I don't know. I know some of the people I was closest to have definitely gone. But there's going to be a few, bars and cafes and places I used to frequent where I may go in. It's going to be like, hey, how you doing? Where have you been? Equally, it could look completely different, been refurbished and completely new owners. There's at least a couple of people I have led to believe they're there. One of them, I think, has got a place in Treetown now, but they used to have a place down going into Walking Street, that complex where they got the boxing on the right hand side when you walk out to Walking Street. Apparently they sold that, but someone said a few months ago they got a place in Treetown, so I'll try and look them up. But nearly all my friends I'd call close friends in Thailand, they're up in Phetchabun, not in Pattaya. Scott Green, Simon, go to Bar in Pattaya, talk to Mark, great guy. Okay, if we've got some time, we will do that. But I know it's changed a lot, because towards the end when I went back, I spent a lot of time inside Pattaya. If I was going out, because I had friends and that down there. And apparently now, Soi Buakhao, Elkie Metro, and that it's all second place to Treetown. Treetown has taken off, and it's all the action's there. And there was nothing really in Treetown the last time I was there, so it will be interesting. Io would like to take my girlfriend out of the Philippines after she finishes university in a couple of months' time, but we're still waiting on her replacement national ID to arrive. Been waiting since November. That is a shame. It's well, I hope it comes through to you, all right. Never had any of those problems with Ellen. Well, I have to check her ID card, but when I got it, she already had a passport before I met her, and it's in date until I think 27 or 28 or something like that. Actually, might be even longer. She only had it a couple of years, so we haven't had to do any of that. Sort passports and things out. Nicholas, I proposed last week, but took a bit of a gamble that she would say yes. Plan the way. Oh my God, I should have said that, because you asked us to wish you luck. I'm sorry, Nicholas, I get mixed up in these comments. Congratulations, mate. How did it go? Planned the wedding myself months in advance. Wedding in an idyllic church in the beautiful English countryside. Very nice. Did you get down on one knee? Did you have the ring in your pocket and all that kind of stuff, the romantic way? Art Chairs, Core Blimey, is that Speaking of Asia guy? What's happening, Simon? When will you be heading to Thailand? About 3 weeks, mate. End of the month. End of the month. Welcome back, geezer. Scott Gein. Brian Jack, judo champ, lives in Pattaya. Had his own TV show in England. Interview him. Yeah, I might contact him. Yeah, I remember. Well, I don't know if he had his own TV show. I know he was on Superstars. He always used to win that. Where are we going now? Glenn, star signs. Colin Farrell. Is the coffee better in the Philippines or Vietnam? No idea. I have not been to Vietnam. I don't think the coffee's particularly great here. Don't think it's particularly bad either. I mean, yeah, coffee's all right. I just tend to eat. I just drink the instant stuff here. I'm not really a coffee shop kind of guy. But the times I've been to Starbucks or Ground Zero or Tom Tom's or any of the coffee shops, yeah, it's been fine. It's been fine. I'm a Costa Coffee man myself. We don't have a Costa Coffee in Dumaguete. I don't know if there's a Costa Coffee in the Philippines, to be honest with you. Jackstar, I'm a Leo, matey. You're a Leo. There you go. Have you found yourself influenced by Sagittarians? What star sign is your latest squeeze? What star sign is she? That would be interesting. Trevor Harvey, I'm a Leo too. There you go, you're in good company. There you go. The Sagittarians and Leos apparently are a match made in heaven. Should I say heaven? A match made in the stars, shall we say. Above it all, Vietnam has a more established coffee production industry, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't associate the Philippines with coffee, to be honest with you. If you'd ask me Cambodia, coffee's nice in Cambodia. Lots of nice little coffee shops there. But the coffee's nice in Thailand as well. Lots of nice coffee shops up in Phetchabun. But whether they import coffee, I'm pretty sure all the coffee that I drank in Thailand would probably have come from Cambodia, with it being so close. Glenn, Jim, I'm at the beginning of the sign dates. Okay. Capricorn's the first, isn't it? Capricorn, Aquarius. Arches, where is the lovely Ellen? It's not a complete Speaking of Asia live stream without an appearance from Ellen. Well, they're never complete these days, are they? She likes to be mysterious. You know, she's disappeared. I don't know where she is. She came out of the shower. She moved a few of my things about to try and put me off my live stream. Then she left the door open. Called her. She's gone. She'll probably reappear in the chat in a minute. She's a very mysterious woman. Jim Pendergrass, Woodbridge in Suffolk, my favourite. Right, and we keep this door closed now, please, sweetheart.
You know I'd come back.
Yeah, you knew you'd come back. You I'll just leave the door wide open with the aircon on.
It's not wide open.
God,
I just don't want to make a sound when I open it.
You are shattering their illusions that we have a perfect relationship. Woodbridge in Suffolk, my favourite, Jim. Woodbridge. Sweetie, actually, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, very interesting. I know of a girl who I knew well before I met my girlfriend, who had to do an exit interview to leave Manila for Bangkok. She was meeting a bloke there and was asked for proof of money. Yeah, well, I hope Ellen doesn't. There are people suggesting here you have to have an exit interview before you can go. That's not right, is it, my lovely? That's if you're going to work overseas or something, isn't it? Well, can you do a little bit more research on it, please? I would hate to get to the airport and find out that you had forgotten that you had to do some interview like 2 weeks before. I'm sure you don't have to. I know there's different procedures for people who are leaving the work. Which makes you wonder why the people who are leaving the work don't just say they're going on holiday, book a return flight or something. Because I had a friend, Miko, who was a barman over in City Hall. And he was going, he had a job in a metal factory in Czech Republic, or Czechia as you call it now. And God, he was every month he has to have to go here for this interview and go to Cebu for this piece of paperwork and that. Very unuser friendly.
I think it's just like a question from the immigrations.
Right, I have. In bank accounts and proof of relationships before boarding. Yeah. Yeah, we're not really bothered about that. Ellen will have lots of money on her She's got her bank account statements. We got her return tickets. The hotels are in her name. We can prove we've been together in a long-term relationship because we got videos on the YouTube channel like when we moved in here, which was about 16 months ago now. So, yeah, we're not really bothered because there's no point worrying about it. What will be. But I don't see how, if they're being reasonable, they could stop us. I'm very hit and miss what happens, though. Not the same for everyone. Jack Star. I've gone too far again. Every time Jack comes up, I seem to jump down. Hit the like, guys and girls. Share the love. Thank you, Jack. You're so good at doing that. I'm glad you do that because I don't like to ask. And the thing is, Ellen's over there now on the bed, and if she looks and sees I've only got 10 likes, she'll start crying. She takes things like that very, very, very hard, very emotional. She's even the tears are starting to come out and her lips are starting to pouch like that. It's all right, my love. It's all right. It's all right, my love. It's all right, my love.
Friends like stop talking.
All right. I'll say now. See, never go to sleep in an argument, my darling. Nicholas, congrats. Yeah, congrats again, Nick, for that. Right. Jim, you're not ex-AAC, are you? Lots of my army mates bought houses there as the ex-US airbase. Jim, no Jack Star. My God, I'm so behind on this chat. Frank and Ryan, what are your experiences of Cambodia? Did you live there or just for tourism? Cheers. Yeah, I've stayed there. I never actually lived there, but if you put all the time together when I was there, it would come to over a year because I do my visa runs and that there, and so sometimes I go down, stay for a couple of months, in Cambodia and move between Pattaya and that. But I never actually lived there, and it was nearly always Siem Reap. That's or Siem Reap, however you want to pronounce it. I haven't travelled Cambodia extensively, but I did like Siem Reap. But not enough to move there. However, it has apparently improved vastly over the last few years in terms of infrastructure. So, could be a place one day. When Ellen eventually finds an Italian millionaire and she emigrates over there to a big palace where she can water her plants, then I may shuffle off down to end my days in Pattaya, who knows, in Siem Reap. With a broken heart. Nicholas, yes, I propose additional fashion in Lumpini Park as sun was setting. So hold on, wait a minute. How are you going to get her to the UK for the wedding? I'm getting very confused now. Is that not going to be a problem, getting her a visa to come back for a wedding? Don't you have to go for a million hoops for this? Scott Gein, have you been to Laos? Only for a border run. Not fun to Laos, they eat dogs. Jackstar, Jim, it's nice around there for a few scoops, that's for sure. Scott Gein, hi Jackstar. I was jumping again. Trevor Harvey, I'm a Leo and my wife and daughter both Sagittarius. There you go. You are heavily influenced by Sagittarius. I'm sure your daughter and your wife must have some influence on you. Now, those times when you were saying how you set the rules of a relationship before and that, I started doubting now, Trevor. Are you sure you set the rules, or has that Sagittarian manipulated you into a sense where you feel you have, but maybe you haven't? I'm sure not. You're a strong man. I'm sure that's not the case. Jim, yes, very quiet Jack style. Art of Chairs. If Ellen hasn't travelled internationally, she will be interviewed at the airport, and if she doesn't have the right answers and documents, she will be offloaded. It happens all the time. Oh, Jack, thank you very much, my friend. You didn't need to. God, Jack, you did it the other day on the live stream. Thank you very much, mate. I don't know what to say other than thank you very much. That will go in Ellen's sulking pot. I've got a Jack Star pot from a newcomer, and I've got and the other day they go in a sulking pot for Ellen. And every time she sulks, I show it to her and say, "You could have had that if you had behaved better." Now, art chairs. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, because I know I've heard that. You hear a lot of horror stories about going out of Manila. But as I've said many times, I had some friends that went there for Christmas. Most of them are married with their wives. However, the others, 2 of them were couples, and the girlfriends had never left the country, and they were not interviewed. They were not asked a question. I have another friend who took his girlfriend to Hong Kong. First time they left the country, was not interviewed, was not questioned. And I was talking to some other guys a few weeks ago, and he was saying he's been away with 2 different girls. One was to Vietnam, one was to Cambodia. Neither of them had travelled, and he was not asked a question. They weren't stopped at all. So it's not everybody, but you're right to worry. It can happen. Talking to people, because I've talked to a lot of people about this, the main problem seems to be it is girls or women who are travelling to meet someone at the other end. They seem to have huge problems. Ones that they are worried of being people trafficked or whatever. As I say, they could do it to us. They could try and do it to us. But, I mean, someone said in the comments the other day that they got the impression they had just done it to make them miss the flight and to, just be difficult. And now if they're going to do that to us, then we're screwed, But the point is, if they're doing it by the book, then there is no reason why they can stop us. I mean, all it says from what we've read the instructions, you must prove that you, if you're the Filipina, you must have enough money to look after yourself while you're away. She will have, both on her person and in her bank account. You must have a return flight, which she has. You must have a hotel booked in your name, which she has. So she's also got proof of employment that she has a job. She's got proof that she has a daughter here. She has proof, that she would come back, and she's with me. And we have been in a relationship for, 17, 18 months now. And we can prove it because of the YouTube channel. And the fact we live together and have lived together for 14 months. So there is no way they could have any reasonable cause to think that I'm people trafficking her. There's no way they could have any reasonable cause that she's not going to return. And as I said to her, we'll try and stay together. If we get separated, and if we do, I say just be nice to them for like 5-10 minutes and go through it. And then if you get the impression, just ask your supervisor. Just say, look, what is your, be nice, but say, what is your cause? What probable cause do you have to think that, big and demand to see someone in authority? Because some people have said that in comments we've read, Filipinos, if they're going to muck you about and ask to see someone and point them out, because, they've got no probable cause to think we're doing anything wrong. I mean, it would be just them being difficult. But if it happens, it happens. Jack Star is for the Stop Ellen Crying Fund. she doesn't care about the thumbs up anymore. She's got some money. She's happy. Let's get out the window. She's sitting there laughing. I don't know why you're laughing, my lovely. It's going in the soapbox.
I forgive you.
Oh, you forgive me now, dear. There you go, Jack. She's forgiven me because of you. Jim, ha 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 ha. Jack Star, me, Jim, giving other people a chance to chat. Jack, hi Scott. Scott getting hi Jack Star. Do you live in Thailand? I think you had that conversation the other week, mate. Jack Star, all best, Nicholas. Have a great day. Yeah, well done, Nicholas. Got the visa sorted early in the year. Told her it was for 2-week vacation. You're right about the visa process being a ball ache. Required a lot of documentation. Yeah, I thought it was really difficult and really expensive to get your girlfriend to a visa to go back there to England, because it's for 6 months, isn't it? And I also remember reading that if you tell them you're going to get married there, they won't allow the visa. Whether that was true or not, because the idea being, they didn't want people coming back, getting married, having kids and things, and then having a claim to the country. I don't know. I'm not trying to worry you. I'm just saying, if you haven't mentioned the marriage to them yet, you might want to consider, if you've already got the visa, I just say it's a holiday. Anyway, don't take advice from me. I'm a silly old man, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Glenn, poor Ellen. Not poor Ellen, mate. It's poor Simon. The crap I have to put up with is legendary.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes. All I ask is when we talk, then if I say something, I get acknowledged, like, okay, or in a minute or whatever, but you don't, you just get ignored. You sit on the phone and ignores, and you say the same thing over again. And then you say, are you listening to me? And of course I'm listening to you.
Because you
here
can't
we go.
It's just like 3 seconds. You can't wait.
Oh,
wait. You're so impatient.
Sour cup, pom chop kun mai pud na. Pom chop kun mai pud. See, I love that. When she gets angry, she starts talking in Filipino, so I just start talking in Thai. It makes her angry. P Biner. Scott Dean, Simon, have you seen any snakes in the Philippines? No, no snakes. I think there are some here, but they're certainly not like they were in Thailand. Petrobum, you saw a hell of a lot.
What was the one you let me take a picture? Was that a snake or a worm? Just a little tiny one.
What are you talking about?
In the CR. Hold on, I'll find the video how because
I don't know what she's talking about.
you asked me to take a video of it.
If I really asked you to take a video of something, and I have got to mention because I don't remember any of this, doesn't ring any bells at all.
This one, is this a snake? Or a worm? What is that?
Oh, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was.
It's so tiny.
I don't remember that.
Really?
That was a snake, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, we had a little snake in the bathroom. I caught it the other day. Give me that thing again.
They can't see it.
I'll show it to them. Yeah, I caught. See, I'm so used to snake. I've forgotten all about that. There's only a little baby one.
Well, I don't.
When did I do that? How long ago was that?
September 10, 2024.
September. There you go. I forgot that. I'd even forgotten about that. I must have had a drink.
Just don't want it.
What?
They can't see it anyway. It's all white. And it's
Anyway, it's a tiny little snake. I'm trying to
very
catch in
tiny.
that box. I don't think you can see it in the thing.
Oh,
Anyway,
it's
it's gone now. Yeah, but apart from that, that's the only one I've seen. So you don't listen to me when
I
I
don't
talk
think
about
it's
it.
a snake. I think it's a worm.
No, that was a snake. It was the, but there's a baby something. I've got what I can say now. Yeah, but Ellen lives up in the mountains, right up in the mountains. She's mountain people, and she said she's never seen a snake. You've never seen a snake once in your life, have you?
I did, but like when I was in elementary,
Okay, so how many snakes do you think you've seen in your life?
less than 5 times.
So in her whole life, and she's 42 years old,
I hate
she's only seen 4 or 5 snakes. I don't know if that's true. It was 2 snakes when she first told me. Now it's turned into 5, so I don't know what's going on here. She's like a Japanese watch.
I'm just.
But up in Petrobum, you'd see 1 or 2 a week. They were full of them while I lived in Thailand. But I don't know if it's just this island or whatever. But not many snakes here. Jim retracted a message. Oh, I wonder what you said, Jim. Glenn, is the crucial white suit back from the cleaners? Not many snakes where Simon lives, but have plenty in loos on. Do you? Really? Bite that close to the beach? What kind of snakes are they? Have you Googled what they are? There must be snakes in the Philippines. There must be snakes in the Philippines. I think it's just. See, I would assume it's just because we're not too. Yeah, but we just don't. There's lots of long grass here, lots of like jungle. Well, not jungle, but we've seen when I do the walk and talks. It is quite jungly in a sense in parts of this place. So I don't know why there aren't more. I'm surprised that Ellen hasn't seen more up in the mountains where she lives up in Palpermo. I can never say it. Why can't I say where you live? I'm terrible at. Truly progressive. Where does Simon live? Simon lives in Bakong, which is just on the well, it's like a suburb of Dumaguete. Although it's not a suburb officially, it's an independent town, but there is nothing between them. The two just merge. There's no barrier. 1 minute you're driving in Dumaguete, the next minute you're in the Bakong. So there's no gap, but that's where we are. Scott again, Jim, must be scary snakes. I don't mind snakes. I've never been scared of snakes. Always been scared
Even if it's big?
What?
Even if it's big?
Why would I be scared of a big snake?
Ah, you dirty old man!
Ellen, you got a mind like a sewer, young lady. A mind like a sewer. I'm getting very behind on this chat here. Lovely Ellen, wherefore art thou? Yes, Ellen, wherefore art thou, Ellen? She's hiding in the background. She's an attention seeker. You know, she won't be in the videos, but she'll always hang around like a groupie. It's like the other night. Some of you guys were there. Jack was there. I did a live stream when I was out. I stayed in a hotel, and then she just appears in the chat. You know, there's no escape from the woman. She's. I feel crushed, like I've got a weight on my shoulder weighing me down. I just want to be free. Frank O'Brien, do you have a fast metabolism? As you like a few beers, but don't have a beer belly. How do you do it? I'm getting fat, mate.
You're not sure.
I am getting fat. I've got to do something about that. Because I'm starting to get to the stage where some of my clothes are too tight. So I will go on a regime. I would join the gym. But then I would lose half of the. Anyway, I might join this week. I'm thinking I'll wait until we get back because you pay a month at a time. If I was to join now, I'd only get. I think I'll join the gym tomorrow because I've got to get in shape. But no, I've always been a bit like that. I don't know why. I'm in unusual shape. But if I get fit, if I go to the gym and I train, I do a lot of weights. I get lean. I don't bulk up. You know, not even when I take protein powders and that. So I'm just a different shape. I'm not one of these guys. Anyway, there you go. Glenn, so sorry, poor Simon. There you go, mate. I'm glad someone, or maybe not, so empathises with me. It's not as easy as it looks being angry. Jack Scott, have a rubber tree farm in Thailand and a place, but a few issues back in Blighty are sorting a few business things out as going down the crypto mining route for more passive income. Maybe Scott didn't ask you that last week. Maybe I'm getting deja vu. Or maybe I was losing. I thought you told him that last week. There we go. Anyway, Nicholas, you're right about difficult getting a visa for marriage. I managed to get because of extenuating circumstances. My mother is in palliative care and not travel. Reason why we decided to have it in UK. Oh, well, I'm very sorry to hear that about your mother. Well, obviously she's in palliative care. It's not gonna. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, mate. I hope she can enjoy the wedding, but without prying too much into that. So you didn't tell her, because obviously you only just proposed to your girlfriend. So you got the visa without her being too involved then, obviously. Because how did you talk to him about that, about her working out you're going to propose? Or did you? Anyway, I don't know. Glenn, at 44, the memory goes, LOL. Who said that? What? Jim, great banter between you and Ellen. Well, some might call it good, man. I call it mental torture. She's I don't know. She's passive aggressive, as I keep telling you.
What about you?
She's passive aggressive. What about me? Pretty much perfect. I said pretty much. I didn't say perfect. I said pretty much. I aspire to be better, Ellen. Oh yeah, whatever. Scotland, haha, good lady. Jack Star, sorry, my speaking of Asia family. Got to go to a meeting. Have a great day, guys and girls. Hope you get a pass off at Ellen when I'm over. Well, I will get a pass, mate. I don't need a pass. I will sign it myself. But thanks, Jack. Always great when you're on the chat. Have fun, mate. Be lucky. I hope your meeting goes well. And I hope we'll... Oh, by the way, chaps, before you go, if you're still there, Jack, I don't know if you are, I'm doing the music quiz next week. I've been roped into it again, so my live chat will be on a Monday, not a Tuesday next week. I hope that doesn't inconvenience anyone. I hope you can all come. But thanks again, Jack. Seriously, hope everything goes well with your older daughter and your younger daughter has a great time in Lyon and Crete. Be lucky, mate. Scott Green, can't wait to retire, live in Thailand. Cheap living in New Zealand, too expensive. Yes. Well, I don't know. I've never been to New Zealand, but any Western country, I think, is more expensive. Truly progressive. There are a hell of a lot of snakes in Luzon Island, in Bicol region, and poisonous water snakes in the rivers, cobras and pythons here on land. You're fortunate if you don't have to deal with them. I suppose so. I mean, I actually quite like snakes. Not enough to keep one as a pet, but they've never scared me. When I was in the Gulf, I was in a snake catching team for a while. That doesn't mean I'm fearless. I hate cockroaches. Can't stand cockroaches. They terrify the crap out of me, and so do I said before, earwigs in the UK. But I've never been bothered by snakes. I take the view in my interactions with snakes. Snakes don't want to bite you. You know, they'll only bite if you corner them and let them. And you know, it's anyway. There you go. Yeah, I quite like watching snakes in Petrobrum. I did a video on when some ended up in our bathroom a while back. But anyway, there you go. Yeah, we don't have them here. Whether there's a problem or not, we do not have snakes. And I've never heard anyone say they've had snakes. You know what I mean? It's not like just down here. I've never had anyone in Valencia say, oh, I had a snake in their shower this morning or whatever. But I have quite a lot in Petrobrum. You know, they'd come up the toilets or you'd find them in. I found 3 blue crates in the bathroom once. Scott Keane, your lady sounds like a good person. Well, Scott,
you're damn right.
Appearances can be deceptive. As you can tell by her reaction, you're damn right. Good person wouldn't say something like that. They would be embarrassed. They would be so humble. They would, anyway, there you go. I think we should prove the point. Guilty as charged, my lady. Glenn, cheers, Jack. Ayo, snakes, spiders, never run into any in the Philippines. Yeah, a few snakes. I quite like snakes as well. Spiders. Ones I really like are geckos. There are a lot of things that Ellen doesn't like them, but I don't like cockroaches and mosquitoes and things like that. So I take the view that geckos and I eat them, and the spiders are the same. We've had a couple of big spiders here in the past. I was like, get them out. I'm like, why? Why? Put it in another room. It's going to eat the things I don't like crawling around. They it is insect husbandry. How is Nora, by the way, Jim? Has she taken you out Japanese clothes shopping again recently? We've only got 16 likes and the views are going down. I'm losing people tonight. I don't blame you. You must get tired of me. But it would be nice if I could get the likes up again. I'm only saying this because Ellen's crying away over there. And she'll start picking at her. She picks and scratches herself and she pulls her hair out when we don't get more than 30 likes. It's like a bit of self-harm. Not a joking matter. Now, what has happened here, Ellen? Where are you in terms of chat? Because my chat seems to have frozen up completely.
What was your last one?
My last one is.
Scott Green. Oh, hold on.
I got cheers, Jack, and I've got snake spiders, and then I've got. Do either of you get up to any aquatic sports? Is that the last one?
Truly progressive, last one.
Okay.
17 likes now. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, truly progressive. I'm not something I ever thought about before, but Jack often says like put the likes up, and it's got me thinking about it. Oh, I got a bit more likes than last time, which is going to take some doing tonight because I think we got 42 likes on the last live stream. Aquatic sports. No, we don't do any aquatic sports for 2 reasons. I'm lazy and Ellen can't swim. But I used to. When strange thing, I used to really be into scuba diving. It was my sport for a number of years, or hobby. And I used to go scuba diving a lot. You know, I'd base my holidays on the scuba diving. But I stopped before I moved to Thailand. And I sold my dive gear. I had a couple of BCDs and a few wetsuits and a dry suit. Well, I sold it all, and I have never dived again anywhere. And I had plenty of opportunities in Thailand, and I've got no interest in doing it here. And when you get talked about, I've got a few friends who come diving. I just have no interest in it now. Don't know why. Strange. Because I should have kept my gear and taken it to Thailand, but I just decided it was. I had about 4 or 5 years where I was just, just going to Egypt a couple of times a year, always going to Hurghada or Sharm el Sheikh and just diving for the whole time. And a lot of diving in America at the Florida Keys. But yeah, so anyway, short answer is no, we don't. The question should be why don't we? Because I could be snorkeling here, I could be scuba diving, I could take up windsurfing or something, but I don't know. But Ellen, as I say, I would have to teach her to swim first because she can't. Glenn, Jim, are you going to Wimbledon? Scott Glenn, Simon, good show. Thanks, Scott Gein. Jim Pentecost, Nora's good. Just brought me a cold drink. No more shopping, thank God. What cold drink is it? I'd like to think it's a nice cold cider, but it's probably not. Lemon barley, maybe. I don't know. What would that cold drink be in the Pendergast household? The Arches. Does Mysterious Ellen ever think about taking swimming lessons? No, but it was a matter for discussion because Kayla, Ellen's daughter, stayed with us for how long did she stay? About a month or so, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And she can't swim, and I said, well, we've got to get her to swim, and we did find a place that was going to do swimming lessons, and I thought about trying to teach her myself, and I thought it's probably better, but no, that is on the cards. We have to teach her to swim, but she's back in the mountain now, so that's not possible. But I'm going to make it my mission to get Kayla taught how to swim, whether it's by me or whether it's by because there's a couple of places in Doomageti which are see, the trouble is you've got stupid laws here that you can't actually be alone with minors in their company, basically. You can get in a lot of trouble for that over here, and I'm quite adhered to that. So when I looked at the swimming lessons, I was quite happy to drive her into Doomageti and drop her off at the place, wait for her or whatever when she does swimming lessons. But theoretically, if Ellen's not with us, then I can't theoretically do it. I mean, I don't think anyone ever gets done for it, but it's just, I didn't want to turn up as a Westerner at some swim school with a kid who's not my kid without her part. You know what I mean? It's like any allegations could be made against you. So that's why we didn't do it. And so I didn't work with Ellen because it was clashing with her work times. But we will work out a way and get it done because she should swim. And Ellen should learn as well. I will probably try and teach Ellen because I could do that over a longer period of time. I think it's better for someone like Kayla to go there and have like a week of...
Does it make a huge difference if I know how to swim?
To which Ellen just replied in a cocky little face like that, does it make a huge difference if I know how to swim? Well,
you're exaggerating.
Ask me that when the boat sinks. Ask me that when the ferry turns over. Scott Gein, good Irish bar in Nonkai. Well, there we go. Jim Pendergast, fruit juice. Oh, Glenn says Pims. I was hoping that Pims was your fruit juice, Glenn. I imagined you there. I imagined you there, Jim, for a second with a Panama on, sipping your pins in the conservatory. There you go. Plastered finger. Good night, peeps. Up early to plant out the rice field tomorrow. Thanks for joining, mate. Be lucky. Are you really planting a rice field? Good Lord. That sounds like hard work. Don't overdo it. Remember, bend at the knees. Take care, brother. Jim. No, not going to Wimbledon, Glenn. Not interested and too hot. I suppose it's quite hard to get tickets these days, isn't it, Wimbledon? There is a Filipino. It's in the quiz tomorrow. I don't know if anyone's going to be watching. I shouldn't say this because there are some people who watch the quiz, who watch this, who are in the quiz, or sometimes they do. But yeah, there's a Filipino who has recently qualified. I'll put that as one of the questions. First Filipino ever qualified for Wimbledon. It's really progressive. Water sports, gold panning. Can Brits pan here or only if married, accompanied by a Peni? I have no idea. Where would one gold pan? Is that something they do in the mountains, is it? I don't think that's for me. We'll have to look into that. I would ask my lovely Ellen, but I very much doubt you know what gold panning is, do you, my sweetheart?
What?
Gold panning. No, she doesn't know. Not anything I ever saw myself doing, panhandling up in a mountain, but who knows? Oh, we're up to 18 likes. Get in. If I can get to 20 likes, Ellen says she'll make me another cocktail. Oh no, take that back. She said if I get up to 25 likes, I can have another cocktail. Jim Pendergast, tell us old people not to drink alcohol in hot weather. You're not an old person. What are you talking about, mate? Don't listen to them. They talk nonsense. It's all mind control. You'll be all right. You're used to it anyway, Jim. It's not like, I think when they talk about that, they're talking about these poor souls who've never been overseas. I mean, it's going to be colder there than in the UK than it is over here, isn't it? I mean, I think it's only talking about 34. I mean, it's hotter than that here some days. Frankly, Brian, where did you go after the last live stream, the Irish bar? No. Well, I tell you what, chaps, I wish I could tell you an exciting story that I hit the town, but I didn't. I finished a live stream, and then I bought a couple of drinks for one of the bar girls, and the Filipino guy does the bike. So I just had one drink with him, and I was going to go to the Irish bar. So I got him a drink, and we were drinking that and played a game of darts. And then I said, right, I'm off to the Irish bar. And then just as I was about to leave, Ewan pulled up, who's the owner. And the young guy and the girl said, can you stay a couple of minutes longer? Because we can explain you bought us drinks for, because otherwise they're not supposed to drink unless someone's bought it for them. So I said, like, okay. So they came in, and I said, like, they said, Sir Simon has bought us these. I was like, right, I'm off. And he's like, where are you going? He said, the Grand Prix is about to start. I said, I'm not interested in Grand Prix. It was the qualifying or whatever. And he said, well, I'll teach you about it. So anyway, no, I didn't. I ended up staying having a few beers with you and the owner. And that guy in the thingy shirt, that guy in the red shirt, he was there to watch the qualifying. It was interesting. Formula One is not my thing, but I learned a lot about it. So yeah, I was there now. I didn't have that late at night. I got out there about 11:30. And then I thought I'd go down to the brew garden. And I got to the brew garden, and it was dead. It was literally only the landlord and the thing. And I thought, if I turn around now and go back into town, I was going to do it. I was a bit tired, so I didn't. If you hadn't arrived, I would have gone down. That's where I was going, to the Irish bar. I would have made it down there. Plastered fingers. He's waving. I'll wave goodbye back. I'm sure he's gone now. The art chairs. What are your thoughts on the new anti-public vlogging laws that were just announced? Well, I tell you what, mate. I have done a video on that rather than because a lot of the people have seen it. If you look at my videos, the one which is it's the second from last one I did. The penultimate video on my page is regular guy just got cancelled. I talk about it, mate. I talk about the whole thing there in depth for about half an hour, so you can get it there. But I don't think it's a good idea, needless to say. I think it's going to affect tourism. I'm not sure they're going to enforce it. I think it's ridiculous, but there you go. Doesn't really matter what I think. George talks. Still in Dumagetti. Close to it. Close, as near as damn it, Pecan. But yes, been here coming up to 16 months now, I think, Dumagetti. Scott going, buy metal detector, go exploring, Simon. No, I've got no interest in that. No interest in that. When I was in Burnham, the back of the house, you could see out onto like some land. We had, anyway, it was quite a bit of land. And you'd sometimes see people on the farms going over, like doing that. Not for me. Not for me. I've got no, I mean, don't get me wrong. If someone turned around and said there was a load of Saxon gold at the end of that, or Roman gold at the end of that field, I'd go and buy one tomorrow. And I'd have a little look. But no, the idea of doing that for a pastime, on the off chance that if I do that for the rest of my life, I might find a Roman coin or something. No, not for me, mate. Doesn't look like fun, digging things up and then finding cans and no. But if that's your cup of tea, I'm not knocking it. If you like that, then maybe I will. See, I would love another cocktail, but I can't have one until we get up to 25 likes. And that could never happen. Good Lord. Truly progressive. Do you drive here? A car, motorcycle or tricycle is quite different than home, eh? Yes, I do. I've got a scooter. I've got a Filipino driving license, so I could drive cars and things, but I haven't got a car. Yeah, it is difficult. But you got to remember, I was in Thailand for coming up 8 years before I moved here, so I was used to driving, in scooters and that, Asian driving. It's but yeah, different to the UK. But I like it. I mean, I have no interest in getting a car at the moment. I can't see the point. I like, because people can't drive cars. It's like the day I went to the immigration office to get my passport back and my visa, and then I went to JRC to apply for my ACR card, and I went and did some shopping. if I'd done it in a car, it would have probably taken about 15, 20 minutes longer. Because with a scooter, you can just go up the sides and you can cut through. You know what I mean? It's just. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's pouring with rain, and obviously a car is a blessing. But I think we've only been rained out once. When there was a boxing match, but I still managed to get there. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the scooters here, it's like in Thailand. The average scooter driver is a million times better than me. I mean, they grow up. I mean, they can drive scooters before they can walk. Some of them, although Ellen can't. Ellen can't swim, can't drive a scooter. You know, what can she do? She can make a fantastic cocktail. That's what she can do. But not yet, my love. Hold on. We've got to get up to 25. Then I can have a lovely cocktail. If I get up to 25, Ellen will make me a cocktail, and she's going to do a little dance move that she's learned for us.
I never get up to 25. You know why?
Why?
Because you have 22 viewers.
Yes, but some people come and go. I can get up to 25 because I had 15 for some of these joined. Never say can't. Can't is not a word. Arches, should the lovely, mysterious Ellen shows up, I would add 6 likes to the live. There you go. She's sitting there smiling because she likes the compliment, but equally her little brain is ticking over and she's thinking, how can that be done? Can that be done? It can do. I'll show you how to do that, and it's a very special trick. We're up to 23 now. I tell you, don't doubt the magic. Don't doubt the magic. Oh, I think I found a way to get around the vlogging laws. There we go. I was thinking about this. Not necessarily for me, because I don't have a big enough channel, but I might try it anyway. Memberships. I have not seen. Someone's taken away one of the likes. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Hey, they get me up. Someone's put one up and taken it away again. I'm sure we were on 23 a minute ago. Was that my eyesight? What a mean person if that has happened. Yeah, membership channels. I wonder how that affects the law, because someone like regular guy, now he's got loads of members and or that kind of thing, but I wonder if that's the way forward, because I thought about starting a membership channel a while back, just because I mean, I wouldn't get many members and it wouldn't be you wouldn't make any money out of it because you charge a minimum fee. But the reason I thought about doing that was I have lost track of the number of times I'm out and I want to film something, or something happens, or we're doing this and I'd like to film it, but you can't because of the music and the stuff that's going on, and you know, you'd get copyright strikes from YouTube. So I thought, if I had a membership channel, you can put whatever you want on there, because as far as YouTube and the law are concerned, it is not a public platform. There is a, as they called it, a firewall between the public seeing what's there. So your old copyright, your music and that, etc., doesn't come into it. So the question would be, if you're vlogging and you're not blurring and you're doing, you know, as you were before, will you get in trouble if it's a membership channel? You know, if you're putting your membership on there, who knows? So I'm not planning on doing that, because I thought about doing that. And I thought if I did a membership channel, I would feel obliged to do content every day, or do things to make it up for people because they're joining. You think, what if you have one member? What if you have 2? You know, because a lot of people say they do a live stream, members only live streams, like twice a week or whatever. I've only got one person and I do the live stream and they're not online. You know what I mean? So it doesn't work in that sense. But if you were a big channel, maybe that's the way forward. See what I mean, Ellen? It's down to 21 now. Now it's down to 20. They are taking away my likes. Well, now you're doing that, the deal is off. Can I have a one of these, please, sweet stuff? Mrs. Bio.
I'm sleeping.
No, don't do that. I've just downed it. No, I'm not going to let these like retractors, you know, cheat me out of my cocktail. Thank you, Blossom.
Turn the AC off.
Thank you, Blossom.
Turn
off the AC off. Oh, now they're going up again. There you go. You see, I beat you at your own games.
You don't mind. It's too cold now.
Thank you very much.
Turn the AC off, please.
Yeah, I will button, but I don't know where the. I don't know where the.
It's behind the laptop.
Okay. Well, what's he doing hiding down there? Anyway, there we go. Right. Oh, we're up to 23 now, so we can get to 25 just after I get my cocktail in hand, and then that will be the. Anyway, chaps, tell us a little bit about yourselves. Who's here? Who's What are your plans for this this month, or this week, or whatever you're doing. Jim Pendergrass, think Simon keeps Ellen in the background just to keep us viewing. Yeah, well, that's it. I'm terrified if she comes in front of the camera. You'll all be like, oh, right. No, she plays hard to get. I could get her in front of the camera if I was like, oh, please, sweetie, etc., etc., etc. But I won't play that game. I know what's happening. It's like she comes in the room. I can say it when she's out of here. But if I carry on like this for another couple of weeks, not pushing it, she'll be jumping in one day. She'll want to get involved again. It's reverse psychology. Slowly catch the monkey. Glenn, stop thief. Truly, you get LOL. Yes, bike scooters rule here. Much more efficient in getting through traffic here. Scott Gain, any bikie gangs in the Philippines? Yes, there are lots, and they're growing by the day. I think because of the Thai laws. What's happening here?
It's so yellow, so.
Now, why have you got one? I thought you were drinking tonight.
It's just milk.
Thank God for that. When she drinks, she gets very violent.
Shut up.
So what I mean, she's going to be already shut up. She's not even had a glass of milk yet, and she hurts me and she makes threats what she's going to do to me when I'm older.
That's not true. Don't make up stories, Samuel. It's not nice.
It is true. You have said that before. You've had that. You swear on your life you don't say this kind to me.
I didn't. Stop making stories.
There's a bolt of lightning that's going to come through that window in a minute, and you're going to turn into a pile of salt.
Are you even threatening me to put me in the box?
And how do I?
You're gonna put me on the cupboard.
How do I explain that to the police?
You're a violent person.
Oh, of course, I'm a violent person. Violent sense of humour. So are there bike gangs in the Philippines? Yes, there are, mate. But they all seem quite passive here. Because there's a guy called George who he's got a place called the Octagon Bar. He's very high up in the Hells Angels. He owns that, an Australian guy. And there are a few. But whenever you go down, you'll see them walking around. There's loads of you'll see the Mongol patches, and you'll see the Hells Angels, and you'll see all sorts over here. And they all seem to get on. They're all drinking together. I mean, all these wars that you hear about in the documentaries and that, they don't seem to have come here. A friend of mine said to me a while back, he was talking because he's friendly with one of these biker guys. And he was saying they basically view the Philippines as a retirement place for them. But there are a lot. I drove down, I went past the native the other week, and there were 4. They were either Mongols or pagans, with the patch and that in the bar. But yes, there are. But I've often wondered, I was saying to my old mate Ray a while back, because they banned them in Thailand, didn't they? They banned it now. They've closed down the clubhouses. It's an offence to wear your patches. They'll nick you and take you away. I always thought there'd be a mass exodus towards the Philippines. And maybe that's where some of them will come from. But they all seem to be of an age. And they all seem to be, getting on with each other. Certainly there have been no bike wars here that I'm aware of. David Hoyer, Simon, how are you? I'm very good, mate. Thank you. All the better for you joining the chat. How are you? Glenn, me, I'm here. What's that mean? Me, I'm here. You've lost me there, brother. What do you mean, Glenn? David Hoyer, having a few drinkies with the wanker. Are you really? How is he? What? Why are you laughing? What are you laughing at?
It's funny.
You don't know who he's talking about.
He's talking about wanker.
Yeah, and who do you think that wanker is?
Nothing.
No, but I know.
He's just being funny.
Yeah, but you know who that. You know him.
No, I don't know.
I'll tell you who that is. Hold on a second. She's got to whisper something.
Who are you calling? Really?
Yes, there you go. So you laugh, you don't get the thing. What's that you're drinking? I am drinking White Russian, a Caucasian. What's with the curtains? They nothing. They're not moving, are they? Curtains are curtains. Glenn, no, you think it's a good idea to show immigration your videos? LOL. Yeah, no, I'm thought about that. There are certain videos I'm going to probably put on private for when we get to the airport. I might make, you might find over the next couple of weeks, I make some glowing videos about the Philippines, how fantastic it is, how amazing it is, and how great the immigration service is here. It's, I may well do that. Don't think badly of me. I'm just covering every base. Truly progressive. Have you seen any American My Homeland Harleys or Indian bikes here, or Triumphs or Norton's UK bikes or BMWs here? I've seen one Harley and one Beamer. That's it. Yeah, George got Harley. I think he's got a couple of nice bikes. Yeah, I have. I'm not really a bike guy, but I say there's a few Hells Angels here. They've all got to have Harleys, haven't they? I've seen bikers on bikes, but unless I stopped and really looked, I wouldn't be able to tell if it was a Triumph or. I mean, you recognise the Harleys if they're choppers and they've got all the chrome and that on them. But I say there are quite a few bikers here, and they've got nice bikes. But I say I'm no expert. I mean, I can spot a Harley. I can spot a Triumph. I mean, because she's got the writing up the side of it. But Len, you just asked who was there. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Sorry, mate. Now I get it. I do apologise, Glenn. I'm not the sharpest tool in the box at any time, but when I'm doing this and that's coming up, I've got Ellen pulling faces and doing. You shouldn't do that, Ellen. Good Lord, put that back on. And if I throw a couple of cocktails in the mix, I'm not the most organised. All right, Jez. So, what's the plan for the second half of the year? Do you think about running a business or working online at all? I do from time to time, and I think no, I'm happy as I am. But I have been talking to a friend about doing something, but anyway. But no, I keep my powder close to my chest. If I was going to do something, I'd do it. But at the moment, no. Glenn, cooler, LOL. Jim, off now. See you all later. Nice chat. Yeah, cheers, Jim. Thanks for joining, mate. Be lucky. Love Denora. It's a new thing, these Caucasians, and they're very nice. They are very nice. Well, the chat has stopped. Jim has gone. I will keep going for a little bit longer, but the likes have stopped coming up and the numbers are dropping. So maybe it's my cue to knock it on the head. David Hoyer, avocado milkshake. Not for me. As I said, it's a white Russian. Although Alan had an avocado milkshake on Friday night. We went out for dinner at a Chinese restaurant in town, Qing Lun, which is quite nice. And she had an avocado milkshake there. I don't know why she had an avocado milkshake.
I love avocado milk.
Okay, and then she ordered an avocado milkshake when she had the choice of strawberry and mango and various banana and various other things. And
you can't get avocado milkshakes all the time.
I'm sorry.
Because it's seasonal.
I'm sorry, sweetie. Was I talking when you were? So she ordered. She's going to throw something at me now.
See this?
I'm sorry if I was talking when you were. Yeah, she ordered an avocado one, and then she complained that it wasn't sweet enough. I thought, well, when you've got all these sweet options, why did you order the least sweet of the lot?
Because they can add sugar or milk.
Yes, but they were natural ones, sweetheart. That's why they weren't sweet, because they didn't add natural. They don't add sugar to it. It was anyway. I think it's all right. I've never had an avocado milkshake before, but it was okay. Ragnar, hello. Ragnar, is your surname Saville? Well, it's not, mate. What would be the chances of you asking that question and it actually being that? Right, there we go. See, we have got. It would look like we've got, and I live for these trolls. Scott Glenn, good show, Simon. Going to sleep. Good night, and good-looking woman. You're not met Ellen then. Alex, are you coming to play balls tomorrow, mate? I am coming. If you're going, I'm there, mate. Sign me up. I was actually going to message you in the morning, mate, and say, are you going? Is Big L, is he around? I noticed he didn't play on Sunday when I saw the names come back. But yeah, Alex, if you're going, mate, yeah, I will, yeah. Hopefully it won't rain. Ragnar, this dude looks suspicious. David, Alex has invited me also. There you go. Frank O'Brien, you chatted about films on the last live. Why do you think violent films are so popular in Southeast Asia? I didn't know. Are they? I suppose they are. I mean, I know what I watch. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that. You would have to give me some time to think about that. If you're with us on the next live stream, I will. I'll give that some consideration during the week, and I might have an answer for you next week. Do you like violent films? They like action films, though. I know they like action films. You're talking about, like, action. Yeah, Ellen loves her action films. And the trouble is, so few good action films, because I'm into the acting and the director. If it's a good film with good acting and a good script and that, then great. But most action things are crap in my experience. I mean, the acting and everything gives way to the stupid pyrotechnics and crap storylines. But 3 points. Was that Jim Pendergast, the Alaskan log cabin building legend? No, it wasn't, mate. No, it wasn't. Brash, you're in trouble now, mate. Ragnar, I wouldn't. See, Ragnar, so here we go with this. Here we go. Listen, I was about to knock it on the head, but I might keep going. Because I do love it when tossers like you get involved and you jump on the streams and you try and say things that are going to provoke me or upset me. There is nothing you could say that would bother me, because I find chaps like you amusing, because you are such losers. You are such attention-seeking little tossers. You're sitting there jacking off at the attention that you're getting, because in your lives you are incapable of interacting with people or doing anything effective, because you've been bullied your whole lives, and this is your moment to jump in and try and shock and upset. It won't happen, guys. It won't happen.
Simon, just don't read the comment.
Tracy, West Ham United Football Club Fisher. Hi from Essex. Enjoy your content, fella. WHUFC. Well, welcome, mate. Welcome on board, Brother Iron. How you doing, mate? I'm glad you enjoy the content. But is it, mate? Tracy? Anyway, I'm guessing you're a guy, but maybe you're not. Scott Green, have you got gout? No, I have never had gout. I have never had gout. Thank God. Maybe I'll get it one day, but I don't drink much. This is like, very rarely, so I doubt I will get gout.
What is a gout? But
gout, so it's an illness you can get in your thing. Alex Buchan, Debbie Does Dallas is the best. You must have had a couple of drinks tonight, Alex, because you never interact, mate. You always keep a low profile, brother. David Hoyer, Scott, maybe. I've lost my thing here now. Scott Keane, no, New Zealand. Bruce. Hi, everyone. I enjoy your stream. Go on, Simon. Give the motherboard a mouthful. Yeah, but it's like, mate, it's like he's just saying I'm projecting. It is so farcical, because these are the people that project, isn't it? It's like, it's just so anything they say or they accuse you of, it's them. It's like that idiot, the thing the other day that I was clickbaiting. A guy who has a channel where every single video he's ever done has someone's name on it, some other vlogger. His whole channel revolves around clickbaiting, but he accuses other people of it. You know, the guy's keen, I've got a penny to his name, lives in a shithole, wears £5 shirts. He just jumps around saying everyone's a loser and they're broke, they got no money. It's like the people who come in here and they keep, oh, he's got a young girlfriend. It's them, it's projection. Happy souls don't troll. I mean, that is the reality of the world. Happy, successful people don't do stuff like that. Bitter little twisted people do that, who think they're clever. They'll phone up some projection, I'll phone that, I've got a reaction, I've got a reaction. It's extraordinary.
Don't read his comment.
Bruce Davis, hi everybody, I enjoy your stream. Brash, loving the patter as always. Well, Brash, welcome on board, my friend. That's what we try and do. Scott Green, Heavy Metal Rules. I don't know about that. I do a music quiz, as some people will know if they watch the channel a lot. And I have grown to love Black Sabbath, or like them, over the last couple of years. But that's about it for heavy metal and me. I mean, there might be the odd classic, but it's not really my genre. Glenn, I used to dream of a £5 shirt, LOL. Someone said that in when I first had a go at that guy. I said he jumps around with his shit haircut, looks like a potato in a $5 Kmart shirt. And then someone said in the comments, I'm wearing a $5 Kmart shirt. Yeah, joking, but there you go. It's but there we are. Oh wow, is it really? Is Tracy really your name, mate? There you go. Nothing wrong with that. But you're right. You don't meet many Tracys. You don't meet many male Leslies or Vivians. I think it's about. But there you go. Fair to you, brother. Do you go to many of the games? I have not been for a long time. David Hoyer, this is a funny channel. Well, one tries. Funny in a good way or funny in a bad way. Scott Glenn, Led Zeppelin, Simon. No, yeah, to be true, again, I quite like Led Zeppelin now as well. I should have mentioned them as well. Because I always try and put a bit of metal in the quizzes and the questions and things. You know, they're all right. Whole Lot of Love, Black Dog, Kashmir. See, the thing is, these are songs that I wouldn't even known about 6 months ago. It's like country music as well. Quite like some country now. It's amazing how when you have to go through different genres for the questions and you come across stuff that you like. But there you go. It is Alex Buchan. You're the only girl you're feeling. They are jealous, mate, and masturbators. Well, I know they are, mate. I know, that's the thing, isn't it? I am, yeah, you know, I've shaved my whole lot. Anyway, I'm in here with a woman, but apparently, I mean, she's in the bed just there. this little keyboard warrior who's by himself in his bedroom somewhere, jacking off to the fact that for the first time in a month, someone's commented on his existence. And yeah, I'm projecting, mate. Yeah, anyway, there you go. I hear you, Alex. Len, John Wayne was a Marion. Yeah, he was, wasn't he? Yeah, that's in Marion, yeah. And Big Daddy was a Shirley. David Hoyer in a good way. Thank you, brother. I'm glad to hear that. We Tracy Fisher, season ticket holder for my sins. Not a love of the new ground. Well, there you go. You see, I had a season ticket 15 years in the West Stand, Upton Park. But I have not been to the new stadium yet. Because I moved to Thailand in 2014. Yeah, I just... Most of my friends have moved away. They lived down in Essex, or my family and that, they moved down to Cornwall and out up in Wales. I've only been back to East London a few times to see friends. And I met a mate about 2 years ago in Stratford when I was on my way up to Wales, and we had a beer then, and you could see the stadium. I don't know. I've just got no. I mean, there wasn't a game on then. It was a summer, but I don't want to go to the new stadium. I mean, it's difficult. I was still living in the UK. I'd probably have ended up crossing over, but yeah, I don't. In a way, I'm kind of glad it went. And that's going to sound really selfish, but I would be missing the fact that I was in Thailand, now the Philippines, and missing the games and missing the atmosphere, missing the bowling on a Saturday, or well, there were Saturday games and towards the end, were they? Monday night. Yeah, I'll be missing it. But because it's gone and it's not there anymore, and the people I used to sit with, It's about 20, 30 of us that I knew in that area. We'd known each other for like most of our lives. Most of them have stopped going and moved away and that. So it's not there to miss, if you know what I mean. Does that sound strange? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Scott Keane, who got diabetes? Where in London are you from? I'm from. I've moved around a bit, mate. Moved around a bit. Forest Gate originally. East Ham. Stanmore. I kind of moved around. I remember if you asked me to pick a place, I would say East Ham. But I grew up in Forest Gate. I was born in Forest Gate. But we left there, I don't know, about 6. We lived in Arlo for a while, which obviously isn't East London, that's Essex, but moved around. The Archers, your channel needs a moderator or two to delete the trolls. You can mod me if you like or not. Something to consider. Oh, I'm not bothered about them, mate. I'm not bothered about them. Like, I just ignore. I like the fact in my mind that he's getting desperate now. Like, he's bagging it out in the comments, and no one cares. Don't you know? It's like I just jump over them now. So now I do appreciate the offer. I don't think I'm big enough for a mod, and I wouldn't know how it worked. But certainly, if that's something you've been, I'd have to look at it. But yeah, we could do something like that. But I don't mind them. As I said many years ago, when someone asked me about when I started the channel, they make me feel good about myself. Because there were some times when you wake up in the morning and you think, you start questioning, you're like, you know, pissed off about this, pissed off or whatever. But then if you look at your videos and you got a comment from someone, like particularly a troll, it just makes me think, my life could be so much worse. I could be like that. And it kind of cheers me up. It gives me a kind of a perverse pleasure. I find it amusing that they think they could say something that would bother you, because none of them are good at it. If they really were sharp-tongued or a bit of intelligence, they could probably make some cutting comments. But thankfully, I haven't come across one of them yet. Most of them are like double-digit IQs, like this chap. So it's not a problem to me. David Hoyer, I'm travelling back to the UK in 2 weeks' time with my Filipino girlfriend, and we'll take her to London for 5 days. Any recommendations? Yeah, don't do it. I don't know. Not really. Depends what you want to do. I mean, you're going to do like, you know, the tower and all the sightseeing stuff and that. Are you going to have a car? I mean, realistically now, the tube's so good. I mean, it's like when I lived in Stanmore. To get to West Ham, you had to go into... Why are you looking at me like that?
I misheard you. I thought you said Istanbul.
Anyway, now she's talking about Istanbul for some reason. It was kind of a ball like you had to go up to, right? So you had to get the Hammersmith and City, you had to get the Centre and District line down. Now you can just get the Jubilee line, goes all the way there. So the point is, since I was living in London, the can't speak now. The tube and that's improved. I just get a good deal at a hotel, mate. Wherever you want to stay, and just, you know, it depends what you're looking for. I mean, where are you from? Are you from London? I mean, there's a lot to do there, but I mean, have a night out. I always used to love going down Soho, Covent Garden. But there's some nice clubs in Vauxhall. It depends. When I say Soho, I don't mean Brewer Street. I'm talking about Wardle Street at the Obi. Loads of like nice little cocktail bars and that down there. Quite a poncy area. I'm not talking about the Raymond Review Bar or Brewer Street or anything up there. But anyway, there we go. Violent films popular here. Why? Bruce Lee, Kung Fu, Taekwondo, Jackie Chan, ring a bell. Asians bring the martial arts to a world audience with style. Well, if that's the kind of violent film that they're talking about, then yeah, maybe. It depends what your definition of a violent film is. When we were talking about films on the other night, we were talking about The Long Good Friday, Casino, that kind of thing. Now, I was really talking about, now you're talking about martial art films. I suppose it depends on your definition of violence. I don't think of them as being violent films. I think of them as being action films, if that makes any sense. Tracy Fisher, Dickens Road, East Ham, now Shenfield. Worked Philippines Oil and Gas, 2000 to 2004. That must have been good money, mate. Are you happy? I'm trying to think. Dickens Road. So if you join the stream earlier on, I can't remember shit about shit. We were talking about Burnham Market. I couldn't remember the name of the towns there. Dickens Road, East Ham. So that presumably that's off Green Street, is it? Not Green Street, Barking Road. I don't remember that is. Anyway, why only for 4 years? Why did you only do it for 4 years? Did you get it at the end of your career, or did you decide you didn't like it? A lot of people get oil and gas, or people I met in the past, they've all done it for like 15, 20, 30 years and they've knocked it on the head and all made damn good money. But why was that so short? Got getting Kung Fu with David Carradine. I remember that. I was named Grasshopper. So I was watching the other day, I was watching a documentary on the voiceover for the water margin. And you remember that? That was something else. Brash Bash. As an Aussie, I grew up loving EastEnders. Was it an accurate portrayal? An accurate portrayal of what? No, it was not an accurate portrayal. It was god awful. I don't know, but it's like anything. When I was very young, I used to watch Coronation Street, my parents did. And as a kid, you don't know any better. And when EastEnders first came out, watch that. But I've watched it a couple of times in like the last 10, 15 years, both of them, just for like an episode or two. And they're like comedies. And I can't remember if they were always like that, but I was too young to appreciate it, or they've just gotten worse with time. Well, bloody ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Wolford Town, was it Simon? Wolford Town. Yeah, I don't know. I've not watched that. The days I watched that was in the old days of Dirty Den and Angie and that. I mean, I've not seen it since. Although I tell you one thing I have noticed, I wish someone could answer this question for me. Why is everyone back there? I say I've not seen an episode in years, but occasionally you'll see clips on YouTube. And all the people that left when I was watching it all seem to have come back. It's very strange.
Yeah.
What?
AC off.
AC off. There we go. Glenn, Crosswords, LOL. Remember Crosswords? I'll tell you what, it's funny. I saw a thing on Crossroads today because I was looking up for the quiz. I was looking for Crossroads cream, and I didn't put the gap because I was looking for the music for the quiz. Instead of putting Crossroads one word, instead of putting it one word, I put it in turn, and Crossroads Motel came up on one of the YouTube things. Bruce Davis, so what part of the Philippines you in? Well, someone's just answered that, haven't they? I'm in Bacongas outside Dumaguete. Hold on, let's go back up here again. Fur coat and no knickers. I saw entertaining. Bruce Bash is living in Dumaguete. Bruce Davis. Okay, thanks. Alex, I was going to message you. The music quiz, 8th of the music quiz this month is the 8th of. It's next Tuesday. It's the 8th. Ewan messaged me earlier on because I asked him. He said it was the 10th. Now it's the 8th. So there you go. I'll talk to you about that tomorrow, mate. Tracy, Frank Bryan couldn't stand EastEnders, too grim, lots of angry people shouting. Corey was funnier. Glenn, Crossroads, LOL. Scott, in Coronation, Hilda Hogden was a babe. I remember Stan and Hilda. Arches, where is the off-camera voice coming from? Is there a poltergeist about? Glenn, yeah, Benny, wasn't it? Benny. What was the name of the guy? Andrew. Oh, I'm trying to think of the other characters. Because Benny was the garden or something, wasn't he? It was Jill was the woman, wasn't she? And there was the mate. Adam Chance. That was it, Adam Chance. Oh, God. Oh, good Lord, Tracy's back. I thought he said contact them. My eyesight gets worse and it goes on. I have to put eye drops in afterwards. It contact them. Contract term. Then Indonesia. Yes, off the Barking Road near Central Pub. Was a green day. Oh, I know where that is. Yeah, I thought I knew where that. Yeah. Is the Central still going? I suppose it must be, wouldn't it? I see they've done the bowling up. They've turned that in like a gastro pub, haven't they? But on the last stream we did, someone was saying that the because I asked, is the Queen still there? That's still going. I was drinking the White Hart and the bowling on match days. Love Coronation Street. Still watch it with Ken Barlow and Rita Arches. I love Coronation Street. Watched it for years. I found it just got too much like a soap opera. Glenn, Miss Diane. Oh, that was it. Yeah, Miss Diane. That was it. Yeah, Christ, on a bike. Who was the woman at the actual? Because what was Adam Chance was like a it was a bloody motel, wasn't it? A little motel in the middle of nowhere, and it had all this hierarchy. Because there was an older woman that ran it, wasn't he? Adam was like the ambitious manager, and that was awful, wasn't it? And what was the other one? I tell you what I used to watch when I was a kid when I bunked off school. I used to love Emmerdale Farm when in the afternoons, but then it became mainstream, didn't it? And it became a evening thing, and I lost interest. All that stuff, when you grow up and you realise how stupid it is. But as a kid, I used to love that. Brian Hoyer, love Coronation Street. Still watch it with Ken Barlow and Rita. Is Ken Barlow still alive? He can't still be in it, can he? Rob Sansom, hello Rob, how you doing, mate? Welcome to, we're coming to an end soon, mate, but welcome for dropping in. Some great pictures you've been putting on Facebook recently, mate. Great family you got there. Scott Green, Coronation Street is violent. Is it? I've not seen it in years. Frankly, Brian, was there a character in a wheelchair called Sandy, a guy? There wasn't there in Crossroads? I think there might have been. Am I getting mixed up? That rings a bell, but I go well off the mark. I've had a couple of cocktails now. I do. Scott Green, Hill Street Blues, cool show. I used to love Hill Street Blues. Frank Farillo, Andy Renko, Bobby Hill, Dennis Franz. What was his character in that? Because he ended up in that other police show, didn't he? He started off in that. Michael Belger. Here's a question for you guys. See if anyone can answer this. Which city was Hill Street Blues set in? And don't use your phones. I'm trusting you on this one. Where was Hill Street Blues set? Because I used this for a quiz question a few months back. Bash, great channel. Would love to have a beer if I ever make it to the Philippines. Well, thank you, mate. I do appreciate your kind words. And if you come over here, I would love to have a beer with you too, mate. I hope you make it over one day. Archers, Coronation Street, every year they would have a big crisis. Usually it was a big fire or something would burn down every 3 years for decades. I know that. And it'd always be someone, were they trapped inside or not, and they'd go to get in, they'd hold them, and then they'd reappear, or they weren't there. Oh, yeah, a load of crap, wasn't it? Frank will be in Brian, Boston, the Arches, Philly, all the above. All above. I'm too young, but I like the in-betweeners. Dirty Meg owned and caught Benny doing Diane. So you probably remembers it. Scott Glenn, NYPD, Chicago. No, I tell you where it was set. Nowhere. They never, in all the episodes, ever said what city they were in. Some of the episodes were shot in New York and that, but the whole Hill Street Blues was fictional. A bit like Walford in EastEnders. Never in any of the episodes did they say what city they were in. Which amazed me, because I would have sworn blind, and I used to watch it. I thought it was New York, but no, never said it anywhere what city it was in. The armchair. David Hoyes, the armchair says a crisis every week, mate. Yeah, I'm sure there was when you said that. Like every year, there's always some crisis. It was ridiculous. I struggle to think of. See, when back EastEnders, I can remember Pete Beale and Dirty Den and Simon. What was his? I can't remember what his name was. Yeah, I can remember a lot of the characters, and of course the Mitchell brothers and all that. But I struggle with Coronation Street after. I can remember Dev, but after. Oh God. Trying to think. Arthur Brownlow. No, Arthur. No, that was something else, wasn't it? No, am I getting out? I'm going to make a fool of myself now. But who was Mike? Mike was the one who owned the fabric factory. What was his surname? Mike Baldwin. I can remember him. I can remember Deirdre, Rita, who won the shop. We had Bet Lynch. God, these are bringing back memories I don't want to have. I tell you. Alex Torinaja. Sorry, I'm a bit late, mate. What did I miss? I'm in Davo now, really liking it. You've not missed much, mate. You've not missed much. Alex Asia talking Asia, San Francisco. I say no, mate. It wasn't set anywhere. It was never did they ever say which city it was. It was supposed to be an imaginary city. But I'd always have thought Chicago or Boston. Well, not that Boston, but New York or somewhere like that. But they never said. How are you finding it, Alex? I watched your channel a little bit, and I was impressed how well you were taking off when you were doing the vlogging. I saw that episode when you were talking about he wants to marry my daughter or whatever. I don't know if you're still doing that content, but how do you feel about these new laws? Because that's really going to hit you, isn't it? The new vlogging laws, if that's the style you were planning on doing. So it's not really going to affect me too much because I never really did vlogs like that. But as soon as I saw that, I thought of Scotty Boy, and afterwards I thought of you because I thought I could see how your channel was getting good and what you were planning to do going forward. But that might affect you. I hope it doesn't. David, Alex Turin, you've missed out, mate. Frank O'Brien, if you bumped off early from school, did you catch Sons and Daughters? Oh, I catch Sons and Daughters. And I tell you what as well, it wasn't bumping off. I'd feign a migraine or saying, take the high road. That used to be on in the afternoons as well. Remember that Scottish one? Yeah. I tell you what, I've watched. I can't even remember what it's called now. I'll tell you on the next live. But I'm gonna go check his name. I'll make a right fool of myself. Glenn, Corrie Nightmares. Yeah, Coronation Street, load of crap. Brash, agree. They all say Hill Street Blues was loosely set in Chicago. Yeah, when I was looking for it, because that was going to be one of my questions. Where was it set? And I thought it'd be easy. Google where was it set? No, they didn't. And then they would talk. They found an interview when they were talking to, I can't remember the name of the guy who wrote and created it. And he said from day one, he made the point that they were never going to say where it was. And I asked him where in his mind, and he said it. And he said he wouldn't say. It was just supposed to be an urban environment, a big city, purposely anywhere in America. But it's certainly because of the weather and all the rest of it. It had a New York. It certainly couldn't have been Florida or anywhere like, could it? It had a New York or Chicago kind of feel to it. The Arches. I love the Pizza Man's woman on Hill Street. I don't know if I've got it. Joyce Davenport, mate. That was her name. She looked Italian with long black hair. But listen, yeah, it was Joyce Davenport. She was a defense attorney, wasn't she? Oh, no, was she a prosecutor? No, she was a prosecutor, I think. But she was a lawyer, wasn't she? Yeah, Mr. Pizza Man. Alex Button, it was Coventry, you numbskull. What was Coventry? Who are you calling numbskull? Call me numbskull? If you are, you're right. But what was Coventry? Alex Torin at David. That's what I thought, LOL. I'm getting very confused here with this thing. What was Coventry? Have we spoken about the UK? Scott Clune, SWAT team leader, freaky dude on Hill Street Blues. Henry. What was his name? Henry. Was it Henry? No, Henry Bloom. He was a detective, wasn't he? Howard was the SWAT team leader. Howard. Howard something. Alex, so I'm having to rethink it. Hopefully it blows over. Yeah, I don't know it's going to blow over. I'm not taking any risks on it, to be honest with you. But yeah, hopefully it will. I don't know how it's not, but I say, I did think of you because that's what you were doing. That's what was interesting. You know, you're going around, you're talking to locals, and that is what I had planned to do. Alex Bergen, Crossroads. Crossroads. Yeah. Well, I knew it was East Midlands somewhere. Was it Coventry? Was it? That's a dump Coventry. No offence when I lives in Coventry, but when I lived in Leicester, when I first opened security business, we had a lot of contracts in Coventry and a lot of contracts in Derby and a lot of contracts in Nottingham. And Nottingham's okay. Nottingham's got a lot going for it. Derby and Coventry, the places I went to, and the city centre now, not a nice place. Yeah, well, listen, Crossroads, what's the difference between Coventry and Birmingham? It's only about 20 miles, mate. So if it's near to Coventry, it's near to Birmingham. The Archers, yeah, the lovely Joyce. See how quickly they forget, Ellen. Brish Brash, loving the reminiscing and the old shows. Love them or hate them. Alex, David Hoyer, Alex loves you. Oh, we've lost our troll. He's gone, hasn't he? Oh, he's going to reappear. Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned his name. So Glenn, the guy who growled like a dog, Hill Street Blues. Yeah, that was Mick Belcher. Mick Belcher was the guy who growled like a dog. Glenn Birmingham. There you go. See, Glenn and Alex can have a row now. I think it was either or, wasn't it? I mean, if it was near to Coventry, if it wasn't on the Leicester side, then it's in between Birmingham and Coventry. It was definitely, well, it's West Midlands then, wasn't it, as opposed to East Midlands. But it was I'm sure it would have been like Hill Street Blues. I doubt they ever mentioned, I don't know for a fact, but I doubt they ever said exactly where it was. Otherwise, people would have gone and stayed there. Anyway, where are we now? Right, we are getting up to the 2-hour mark now, chaps. I am going to knock it on the head now, fellas. How time flies when you're having fun. I've enjoyed tonight. Well, I enjoy every night, but as our friend just said, it is great to have a reminisce about the old things. Alex Bushman, the difference between West Ham and Chelsea, mate. The difference between West Ham and Chelsea, mate, is one of us has always been a big team. The other one is just had a lucky decade. Scott getting great show. Well done, Simon. Well, thanks, mate. I don't know what I do. I just sit here and talk a lot of nonsense. But if you enjoy it, I appreciate it. Glad you do. Thanks for making the show possible. I will catch you tomorrow, Alex, brother. The armchairs. You and Ellen could do a crime drama. You could be the captain and Ellen could be the public defender. I like the idea of being the captain. I must admit. Captain Simon. Glenn. Cheers. See you Monday. Frank Bryan, stellar show, Simon. Take it easy, bud. Yeah, you too, brother. All of you take it easy. I'm going to knock off now. Please don't knock it on the head. We're only getting started. Well, mate, have a couple of drinks. Keep yourself warm for next Monday. It'll be Monday next week. And we can take it from there. Right, there we go. It's been emotional. Thanks for joining. You've made it all a lot of fun. If you haven't smashed the like button and you haven't gone yet, it would be fantastic. If you did, you'd make an old man very happy, and Ellen could lift herself up from this heavy depression she's on that we haven't made the 30 mark, and it would make my life a lot more bearable. If you care, that is. Brash. Many thanks, Simon. You and Ellen have a great night. You too, mate. Be lucky, and remember, whatever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe. Be lucky. Hold on a second. I was about to go. The Archers. We haven't seen Ellen for so long. The comments are coming. I hate going when someone's at the comment. We haven't seen Ellen for so long. We have forgotten what she looks like. Well, you're lucky. I will try and get Ellen on the next live. I will try and get Ellen involved on the next live stream. I will get Ellen involved in the next live stream. I will buy her a box of chocolates. Truly regretted. Do me get in Nebraska or rental? Are you well sheltered from the typhoons there? Take care. I think we are. But thanks, brother. You take care too. Alex talking Asia. Yes, I had a couple of vids that took off, and I thought, yes, I've arrived. But YouTube is a fickle mistress. It is indeed, brother. It is a very fickle mistress. Anyway, take care, everyone. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe, be lucky. Hopefully catch you next Monday.